Okay. So, Sophia, thank you so much for being willing to do this, I guess, live video testimonial for the Mastermind that I'm doing. You were one of the courageous ones who jumped into the 6-week beta test that I did. And I am so grateful that you did. And you're someone who we hadn't worked before together. I know now that you had cyber stalked me, apparently.
Yes,
So
I did.
You kind of knew who I was and what I was about. But I guess my very first question is, like, where were you at with your life and your business? And when you signed up, what made you want to sign up to join the Mastermind? Where were you at with your business and your life that made you want to sign up for this?
Well, I don't think it was even a question that when you called for beta testers, I think I was maybe one of the first or the second ones that signed up. Yes. Because I think it was like seconds after you posted. Where I was at in my business actually was, I wanted to make a change. I was doing a lot of life coaching, still do. I'm a master life coach. So, but I really wasn't incorporating my spirituality. I wasn't incorporating the fact that I do readings and that I'm an intuitive. I was really afraid to show that side of me, to show the woo-woo, to show the, as you say, cray.
Gypsy, the gypsy in you.
The gypsy in me, yeah. And I was really afraid to show that. As a matter of fact, I resisted it for as long as Elegant Alchemy had been around. I think I was trying to pattern after the wrong people, perfectly good people, but not me. And I knew where I wanted to take Elegant Alchemy, but I really didn't know how to get there, and I really didn't know what it looked like. And I do a lot of work with the divine feminine, and I do a lot of work with intuition and unlocking your intuition and the shadow work. And I thought, and then of course I'm a clinical nutritionist, and you throw that into the mix, and everybody's head explodes. And I watched you, cyber stalked you, as you put it, for a long time, do what you do, helping women expand their businesses, but from not only a heartfelt, but a soul-led kind of way. And you did it with your gypsy showing.
Yes.
And all I know was I wanted some of that. That was that was why I jumped when I did, because I wanted some of that. I wanted to know, well, I love the idea that you use Mary Magdalene, because, I'm a devotee. And so that hooked me immediately. I'm sure that wasn't your intention, was to hook, but it was a hook for me. And you just seemed to fold all of everything that I was trying to fold into my business, with the exception of the business development, which I also needed, into one. And I really wanted to know, first of all, if it was real.
Yes. Yes.
If you were as good as you were on, well, I would say on paper, but on Instagram and on your blog, and you were, so
thank you.
You were everything and more.
Thank you.
Exactly what I needed, because you also are very no nonsense. So you're not so woo woo. You're very down to earth. So you're a lot like me. I'm very hard charging, and I'm very tell it like it is. I don't believe in wasting time, and I don't like when people waste my time or try to go into the two. You know what I'm talking about. The two up in space, and from day one, we just got in there, and
yes, we did. So my next question was going to be, so did you get that out of it? But it sounds like you got.
Yeah, and more.
And
more. Yeah, because I got this community. We were a small group.
Yes.
And I got this really great community out of it, and we're still in touch.
Yes. Which I love.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I think we'll be in touch for, a very long time after this. And I got to see that women were what I really got out of this. Not only you're kicking my butt when I needed my butt kicked, and when I was hiding, you pulled me back into the fold. But I think so many of us, me, I have to speak for me, but I think a lot of us also are out there thinking that what we're experiencing in our businesses or in our lives is unique to us, and it's isolating.
True.
And so that community and your leadership allowed me to see that I'm not alone.
No.
And I can ask for help, which is incredibly difficult for me to do.
Yes.
Because, I think I should have all of the answers. Shouldn't I have all of this figured out?
Yes, because you're an intuitive, right? You should be able to just pull them out of the thin air and then whoop, let them land. But that's rarely how it happens when it's ourselves that it's dealing with, right?
It never happens for me. For other people, yes, but for me, because I'm too close to me.
Yes.
And I totally got that. I got that and so much more.
Yeah. So what, I was going to ask, what was the best part, but I would rather say, if someone is thinking about signing up for this or joining the next round, first of all, the first thing I want to say is that I love how you speak to the friendship and the community and the sisters that you basically gain through this experience.
Absolutely.
One of the experiences that I have with my work and whenever I do group stuff is that, we come in as strangers and then we leave as lifelong friends. I think there is such a community and such a bond that is being built. And again, I've said this before, part of that comes from the commitment and the honesty and the thing that you bring to the table. And that's one of the things that you really brought into the group, Sophia, was that honesty. And I know for a fact that it inspired so many of the others, because it really, and that's the space. I love that you say this because that's the space that I want to create. I want to create a space where it's possible to say anything and all things because negativity or fears thrives in darkness and in the shadows. And if we don't bring it out, if we don't air it out, if we don't have a place to voice that, it grows and it can become, insurmountable. And instead, when we bring it into the group and into the circle and into the space of love that I'm holding within this group and this mastermind, then we can dissolve it rather than resist it and even quote unquote overcome it. We can simply dissolve it into the light of the group and the love of the group. So thank you for saying that. If someone is thinking about joining or signing up, and I don't want you to just say just do it, but what would you say to them? What would you say that why do you believe that they would could benefit or would benefit from joining?
Well, the first thing that I will say is just do it.
Yes.
Since you put that is the very first thing that I would say. The why. There are so many whys. First of all, everybody needs support. You might be the most together person in the world. I always thought I was until I wasn't. And you remember the day that I kind of came unglued and why am I doing this and how am I going to do it? And I just went silent. And I think I went silent for maybe 3 or 4 days. It was just I was just not going to bring the group down.
No. And
that was, I think, a very pivotal moment for me. And that made any investment that I made worthwhile that particular day. There were other aspects and other moments, but that when I brought it all to the group and I just laid it all out there, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm experiencing. The rush of not only love and support, which I really needed, but I've been there.
Yes.
Or I'm there.
Yes.
That happened too.
Yes.
And this is how I've dealt with it.
Yes.
I'm dealing with it.
Yes.
And your support in all of this, that was so integral for me. And how many of us, if you're out there, ladies, I'm just going to speak, just to everybody watching this. If you have any doubt in your mind that you're going to get something out of this, just wipe it out, because you're absolutely, not only are you going to get a community, a sisterhood, and this is valuable, but you're going to get this beautiful lady's not only support, but her incredible knowledge and the gift that of the things that she just pulls out of the air.
Yes.
Is amazing. It just, I remember, I have to tell everybody this, the very first day. You remember the very first day? How did you do this? And how did you do that? And remember when we were talking about the membership and this and this and this? And
yeah.
And I don't know a single group that I've ever been a part of that has ever answered a question. I'm serious. I'm not kidding you. Not a single group that I have ever been a member of. If I've asked this question, nobody's willing to share their secrets.
Oh.
Because, maybe it's a system, or maybe, I don't know. I don't know why. Forget why. I have no idea why. And here you were, and here Anne was, you were just willing to share your systems with me. And this is how I do it, and this is maybe not what works, and this is how I think I should probably change. Yes. And I got so much out of that, because all of a sudden I was asking these questions and people were going, oh, this is a great question.
Yeah, it is. And the thing is, that's the thing, because again, my premise, my basic thing for my work, whether it be one-on-one or mastermind or any other kind of work, is that I believe in love, and I come from a space of love, and I know that what comes through me is, it's source, and it's quote unquote unique and special, in the sense that I am unique and special, just as you are unique and special. And so giving you quote unquote my system, well, why wouldn't I want to? Because the more of us that do this work, like the more of us that come from a space of love and service and kindness and compassion and caring, the better our world becomes. And so I don't see any of that. And I want to say about, the thing that, when you had your quote unquote, I would say, before every breakthrough, there's a breakdown.
You could say a meltdown.
Meltdown. I knew, because I remember I sensed your energy going, I don't want to say flat, but it was like kind of around, if I'm not mistaken, it was around like a Thursday afternoon. I started sensing that something was off. Yeah. And then I allowed, because of course there's as a leader of the group, there's an allowing, you also have to have, I have to give you space in order to allow and to process and see what's going on. And as it continued, and of course during the weekend, I'm quote unquote off. So when it came to, I think it was either Monday afternoon or Tuesday, when I had
it was Tuesday, yeah,
it was Tuesday. That's when I'm like, okay, now you've had enough time on your own. Please come back. Like, what's going on? And I know that moment was not only pivotal for you, but for the group itself, because being able to, being allowed to hold space for that is also very, very quote unquote rewarding. It's very powerful. So that was, and I'm not saying that everybody should break down in the group, but I want to have a space where it is possible, and where it's permissible, and where it's allowed, and where it's being met with love and kindness, because as you said, it can be a very lonely place and isolating if we don't have those spaces. So
and as a result of this meltdown, people have to know, I decided to add new services. In part, the services you suggested too, and I'm revamping my website, hopefully making it clickable.
Yes.
And cutting down on the words, because
Yes.
Action speaks louder than words.
Yes.
So a lot came out of it. So if anybody out there is even thinking, is this something that they should do? This is something you should do.
Yes.
It's not a should. It's just, it's a non-negotiable, because
Yes.
out of this group, and I've been a member of a lot of them,
yes.
You know, everybody has a thing, but if you're watching this, then you're drawn to it.
Yes.
And so if you're watching it, this is a calling. So it's not a should I or shouldn't I, it's why haven't I yet?
Well, I haven't made it yet. This is the first, not the first, but because I don't know.
Yeah, but when they're watching this, then yes.
Yeah.
So,
I haven't seen it.
if that's the question, should I or shouldn't I? It's not a should you or shouldn't you. It's click. It's do it, because you're going to get something out of it. Yes. You're going to get amazing things out of it. And more than I watched, I think all of us in the group, I watched us make, all of us, we made quantum leaps. We really did. And we did it together. And yeah.
And that is, for me as a, coach, mentor, catalyst, facilitator, that's the greatest blessing. I am very, very grateful for being able to do what I do. Sophia, is there anything else that you want to say before we jump off?
I could go on forever, but is there anything else you want to ask me?
No, I think all has been said and done. No. I just want to say thank you for being willing to, first of all, again, be courageous and jump into the beta test, but also to be part of the group and being willing to do this video testimonial so that others may see or maybe be inspired by what they're able to get from the mastermind. And if you're watching, then there are buttons somewhere, whatever, and you can go ahead and you can apply for your seat. And if you've got a question, then feel free. There's an ask button somewhere else as well, or you can shoot me an email or hit me up on social media. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you may have about Mastermind. Sophia, thank you, and I love you.
I love you too.
Bye.
Bye.